Meanwhile, in the other Champions League game, bit of a surprise. Lyon beating Juventus by 1-0. Juventus not mustering a single shot on target. The only goal of the match came in the 31st minute. Toussaint making it 1-0 as we welcome Gab Marcotti to the show. Gab, what went wrong with Juventus?
They were simply terrible. I mean, throughout, especially in the first half. They played the ball at 2 miles an hour. They were incredibly predictable, building from the back. Maurizio Sarri came out after the game and he basically said exactly what I just told you and said, I don't know why we played way too slow. We were too predictable. And it's strange because in the training session the day before, we moved the ball quickly, we ran quickly, and today we were all just really slow. I don't know how I can get my players to play faster during games, which, brutally honest, I suppose, from his perspective.
But the problem is, Gab, that this isn't unique, is it? We've seen this in the past with Juventus. They haven't exactly been playing this scintillating, explosive, fast football.
No, that's the issue. And that we haven't seen it, in fact, for much of this season since Sarri came in. We didn't see much of it last year with Allegri either, but you know that was a different approach, a different style of play. And part of the reason Sarri was brought in was to do what he did for the first half of the year at Chelsea and what he did at Napoli before that. And it's all fine and good for Juventus, the way they did the other night through the president Ranieri to say, well, we're going to judge at the end of the year and we're top of the league and blah, blah, blah. But the reality is he's not doing what he was supposed to try to do. And whether it's down to him, whether it's the players, whether it just don't work, they need to figure it out because they cannot come out and play like this week in, week out. You get away with it here and there in Serie A against bad teams, but sooner or later it's going to come and bite you on the behind. And that was against Lyon. Imagine if they play somebody really good.
Gab, how much trouble could Sarri be in? Say they get knocked out by Lyon. Could it go before the end of the season? Because obviously the title race is nowhere near wrapped up at the moment.
No, I don't think there's any chance of Sarri going before the end of the season as things stand. They'd have to degenerate pretty badly. If he wins the league in his first year in charge, given how strong the competition has looked, you know, I think that they will definitely bring him back, even if they don't. But the screws are definitely turning on him, and I think there will be a bit of a backlash. Juve fans, don't forget, they were pretty comfortable, most of them, doing what they were doing before, you know, winning the league, being very comfortable sitting and defending and not conceding shots. The worrying thing against Lyon is not only did they not take any shots on goal, they conceded 11 shots from Lyon. So even though they played better in the second half, it's not as if they were sitting back there, you know, defending and Lyon was just stuck playing in front of them the whole game and they were sort of shepherding us towards a draw. No, they were under pressure and they were conceding chances.
How do we explain this, boys, for such a big game, and we know how important the Champions League is for Juventus, to see this very slow, lethargic 90 minutes from them?
Because you can't switch it on and off.
But in training, apparently, yesterday, they were great.
Yeah, I saw lots of good training sessions over the years that didn't transmit into game performance. But it's not like it's a surprise, as Gab said. So you can't just switch it on and off. If you look at his time at Chelsea, he had success at the end and it did get better, but it was pedestrian for a long period. Now, he might say, well, yeah, but I didn't get much time there as well to implement what I wanted. It was my first season, which would be correct. What I would say is, at the two clubs he's been at since Napoli, he hasn't been able to recreate that footballing environment that he had at Napoli in the time frame that he's been at these clubs. And Juventus is a pretty unforgiving place for a team that doesn't get success. I mean, going out to the Champions League is one thing, but going out potentially to a team struggling in League On is a different thing.
Give or take a few details, but Juventus right now, mirror image to what's going on at Barcelona in terms of a team that possesses the ball, passes the ball around, but it's very slow possession, very predictable possession. And very much like Barcelona, it's about whether Cristiano Ronaldo can come up with a goal or Lionel Messi can come up with a goal. They are dependent upon their superstars to create something for themselves, for others, cross the ball to themselves and score themselves. This is how Juventus looks like. A team that has been underwhelming throughout the course of the season, to the point to now you have to say, this is who they are. We can't now, we're getting the beginning of March, trying to think, oh, well, no, they're going to turn it around. Right. They're going to turn it on. Here's where they make a difference. Here's where they pick it up. Here's where we start creating chances left and right. No. We're well advanced into the season. So maybe this is who they are. But if this is who they are, they have to find different ways of winning a game. It isn't just about the possession. Then become more pragmatic, become more effective, more efficient. But apparently that's not the way that Sarri wants to do things. What I would ask as well is, how is this any better than whatever you had going on with Allegri? People were passionate about getting rid of Allegri. Okay, Sarri comes in for the open, attacking football. Is that happening? No, it isn't.
Late on, possible penalty. Ronaldo wanted it. Was that hands on him? Where do you stand?
I think it would have been soft. I mean, it wasn't definitely a 100% no. But you could say maybe he made a little meal of it. It was definitely contact.
Juventus still go through?
I think they'll go through.
Juventus still goes through. Yes, sir.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.